Well, hello, LinkedIn, X. Actually, I'm not streaming to X today for some reason. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and of course LinkedIn. I think I said that already. My name is Frank Lavinia, and there we go. You can catch me at the following URLs. And for those of you that have been tuned into the live streams or know me for a while, you know, love monitors. And in fact, you can see a bunch of them here. So you're probably wondering, Frank, why are you doing an unboxing of monitors? Doesn't make any sense. I'll tell you why. So I haven't been traveling lately, but I do anticipate that I will be doing it soon again, et cetera, et cetera. And some colleagues of mine have picked up, uh, and I've seen this at coffee shops actually. Excuse me. Is that people will not just have their laptop, but they'll also have a side monitor too. And this is not really a new thing, but I think it's more common now, and I think the resolution on these things have gotten better. So, asked a colleague at work what he recommended, and he recommended this particular model, the ViewSonic um, W VG1656N, and this is what he recommended. So, picked it up, and let's see what's inside. So here's the box. ViewSonic has always had the birds, and I actually have an old ViewSonic monitor here. Yeah, right over there. You can just see it right there. Speaking of which, while I'm doing this, you can scan that QR code, and that will take you to the Red Hat AI YouTube channel, which is something that we've seen enormous growth on, and I manage it. Don't own it, but I do manage it. All right. So first, we have the instructions. This also says something that it has a smart cover. So I'm curious what that means. All right. So this looks to be. This can't be this light. Can't be this small. This is probably the smart cover. It'd be cool though when if this devices were this size. All right. So this is the cover. Looks like it supports different modes. All right. Put that aside. Other internal thing. And here we go. Here is the monitor. It's got a bunch of QR codes in the back for support. I do find that very interesting now how companies will have a very thin manual and then point to a QR code. I suppose that's good for the planet. Does it have any charge in it? Supposedly this is wireless. Oh, here we go. Birds. And there's no signal because obviously there's nothing plugged into it. Let's see what else we got here. This is the power adapter. And this is a USB-C to USB-C. I love how things are more and more moving to USB-C. I mean, even the newer iPads, they run USB-C. So it's kind of convenient because you have a lot of different gadgets and whatnot. And then this looks to be a display adapter. What is this? Oh, this is probably some kind of wireless thing. Interesting. So it's USB-C on one end, and I don't know what else it is. So that'll come in handy. You don't have to like plug it in or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all that's in the package. And that's rather anticlimactic, I suppose. But I will have to say it is nice to have. It'll be nice to have like an external monitor on the go. And I realize that is very much a first world problem, but it is still nice to have. That on the go. If you're wondering what this is, it's actually, I got to return this because it actually didn't work. I recently discovered something called Zettelkasten, which is the idea where you basically take notes on little index cards. And I wouldn't say I discovered it. I discovered this technique through a guy. I don't have the book down here. It's upstairs. This has got to be returned, not for aesthetic reasons, just won't fit the 3x5 index cards. So I got to get a better storage. So basically, it's the idea that, and I discovered this a long time ago, is that when you write stuff down, you engage way more of your neurology and your nervous system, which makes things easier to learn. And I have to say, there's definitely something to it. When I learned .NET so many moons ago, I wrote out all this like sample stuff by hand. I read the book and I'm like studying with it too. There's something to it. There is something to it. So I was hoping to find a nice, cool looking way to store all these, but it should have checked the measurements. I just went on what looked cool, and that's all I got. So here's the monitor. Does already seem to have a charge. I suppose I should probably look at the instructions, but it looks like it'll fit this, and I should be able to go places with it. I'll be curious to see if you could maybe plug it into a phone and you can have like stuff. So that'll be good for when you're doing workshops or whatever. And I lost the screen. There we go. That's all we got. That's all I got today. Actually, there is something I wanted to kind of talk about. I noticed something rather unusual, and I've seen it at a few other places too. And hang with me. Let's see. Snagit editor, because I did a screenshot. Wanted to show this window. This is interesting. So this is somebody sent me a link to an article on the Pittsburgh Tribune. I think that's the name of the newspaper. And on my phone, I didn't get this notice. When I clicked it on my computer, I got this notification of my privacy rights in Maryland. And basically, it's saying that I'm living in a state where you're coming from a location, Maryland, that is covered by privacy laws, by a privacy law. Many of the features are disabled. If you want to do that, if I agree to that whole experience, and if I'm visiting from not Maryland, I could pick the state, and I suppose I'd be able to do that again in the future. That is interesting for a number of reasons. Let me turn off the captions. That is interesting for a number of reasons, not the least of which is we're starting to see privacy laws at the state level here in the United States. And I don't know what the regulatory requirements are because that's the first time I've seen it. But I would imagine that we may be seeing more and more of these types of notifications in the future because privacy laws are becoming more and more of a thing in the absence of a national U.S. privacy law. And I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon for multitudes of reasons. But so with that in mind, I'm going to cough because allergy season's kicked up a little bit for me, not as bad as it was before. And I'm going to end the stream and play with this new monitor. Maybe I'll do a live demo of it. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see on a future live stream. And with that, you have a great day.